True for 9211 coming at you with another video. I just want to show you how Team DMA's 2019 deck, it went worldwide, like it's everywhere now. And that was the whole point of me doing the classes from 2020 and teaching them. And I retired the class somewhere around 4 months ago. The reason why is because I was spending a lot of time with individual people. The group were somewhere around 15 to 20 people per group, and I did about 5 classes, and no one paid me. Like, I didn't get any income from it at all. And I taught somewhere around uh, maybe around 80, 90 people, something like that. But out of all those people in the classes, probably there was only somewhere around 2 to 3 graduates per class. So the percentage was extremely low. It's like less than 5% of the students were graduating. Everybody else, it was too complicated because the deck is very complicated to play. From 5 cards, you basically are able to draw somewhere around 15 to 17 cards in your first turn. Even through hand traps, you're not affected by them. And out of the people who graduated, a lot of them became famous YouTubers, and I'm just very happy that what I wanted to do happened. Like, I wanted to introduce different profiles of Dark Magician and to kill all the decks that exist. And this is a tribute to like the deck going super viral. Like, everyone plays it now. When I played it, people hated it, but I've already known, like, it's not a surprise to me. I already known um, when somebody they like plays it, they like the deck, but when somebody they hate plays it, they hate the deck. So the reason why they hate my profiles, and I have about 10 different profiles that are undefeated decks, either at locals or online or Master Duel. People hate them because I play it, because Julfer92 plays it. And why do they hate it so much? Because I don't lose to tier zeros or any channels that comes to challenge me, so they hate me. I get a lot of backlash because I beat everybody, every deck. It doesn't matter if it's first place nationals, first place regionals, um, yeah, just a regular YCS event, a world tournament, locals. Like, it does not matter. As long as the deck exists and it comes to my deck, I kill it. And people hate me. But when they see somebody else play the deck, they'll like it. And here's a perfect example of it. This is from a very famous channel called the Cali Effect, and it's my deck. I built it. Now, people claim that, oh no, they built it, but then um, you put it to the test and you go on my channel. My channel, as early as somewhere around May 2020, when COVID started, I had the profile and I was already dueling with it, but the deck started a year before that. It was just that COVID hit, and then because of COVID, because they did restrictions, I decided to start playing online. That's how I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh again. But I was already messing around with the deck since May 2019. So I was already built a year before that, but I introduced it a year later to the world. Proof, because I was dueling on my locals, but the proof is when you see it, right? Because if you don't see it, there's no proof. So it started somewhere around before May 2020, and everybody else just started playing that profile 8 months ago. And I started teaching the deck 2021 is when I started the classes. Yeah, I taught a few people, but the classes didn't actually start until 2021. So my profile is at least 2, 3 years before everybody else. So you know they're lying. And then also, I have the comments saved on my Discord where I teach the classes and the people are there and you could see the record of me teaching them, so they're lying. But here you go, so you can see yourself.
All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and jump on in. We're going to see Tamias play an interesting deck. Very, very interesting deck. I don't think we've ever seen it in recent Yu-Gi-Oh! It's going to be crazy. It says Spellbook, guys, so don't shoot me just yet. It's not just invoked. It is Spellbook, but Tamias is going to open a really interesting hand going first. I guess he's playing Jester Comfort in Magician's Souls as extenders. These are free summons to a side of the field so we can get to some cool link plays. And then Alistair the Invoker is probably the second best summon off of Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. He also gets Magician Restage. You can target him on level 3 or lower spellcaster monster in your graveyard, special summon it, so free extender. And then if it's sent to the graveyard, you can add one Magician continuous spell card from your deck to your hand. It's not bad. So let's go ahead and see how Tamias starts off his plays. Is probably going to be with Magician Souls. He'll send, okay. Prophecy Destroyer allows him to banish 3 Spellbook spell cards from his graveyard to summon it. Okay, so he's going to summon Magician Souls, then spell summon Jester Comfort, then normal summon Alistair. Alistair getting ashed here. Do I think that's optimum? Yes, I do. And the reason why is because a lot of times when your opponent activates the Magical Meltdown, if you were to ash the Magical Meltdown, they can then follow up with normal summoning Alistair and punishing you. If you're going to Ash Blossom a card, using our Alistair is probably the most safe. We're going to call by the Ash Blossom so we're never punished here. And he's going to Effect Mailer. Yo, what is going on? Es no bueno. Mikari-san. Resolving Effect Mailer is going to negate the Alistair. Call by the Grave is going to stop the Ash Blossom, but as you know, Alistair won't be getting Invocation. Now, it really would have been terrible if he had the Invocation anyways, but activating the Call by the Grave shows that he doesn't. He'll then go ahead and link summon into Crawley, the first Prophecyr.
So there you go. There's a few minutes. So he does end up drawing a bunch of cards, and he brings back Magician Souls and gets the right hand. And then establishes a pretty good board. If you want to see his video, you can come check Cali's effect. But yeah, that's pretty much. I wanted to showcase the deck. Now this deck does carry some extra cards, like it has what's it called? It has more spellbook cards because it is Master Duel and there's no Dragoon, so you have to substitute more negations, and then they also put some of the Magica cards in it. But basically, the draw power is in the cards that you saw. So yeah, that profile was started by me, and it became super popular because a lot of famous YouTubers started playing it, but the profile came from me. And it's all over the place. This isn't the only video that I've uploaded of people playing my profile. It's all over the world now. So people wondering like why isn't Jules for uploading any more videos? Why isn't he dueling anymore? I do duel, but it got to the point to where it was boring. Like as long as the deck exists, it's trash to me. Like it negates me 4 times per turn. That's trash. I beat it. Tier 0, undefeated, nationals, you name it. It's trash. So it got boring. So it's like, alright, why am I uploading the same duels again? Like all the decks that everyone's scared of, the decks no one can beat, the decks that went first place World Nationals and no one can beat them. Why do I have to upload those same decks that everyone's scared of and destroy them? Why do I have to keep doing it? So I really stopped doing it because it became boring to me. Like that's how powerful my decks are, and all of the decks that I do, they're all the hyper budget. I have some beyond tier 0 dark magician profiles that I don't give away to people. So people ask me like, why do you build these decks? Because a lot of people can't afford the expensive decks. So what I do is I go contrary to belief, and what I do is I make hyper budget, and they're more powerful than the top tier versions of the whole world. So then I sell some of those decks for super cheap, like 100, 150, $200, and people when they're locals and people who follow my profile and they know how to play the deck, they win their locals easily. A guy just won this locals like 5 days ago with my profile, and there's hundreds of people that win their locals with my profiles that I make, um, and they're very cheap to make. They're only a few dollars if you buy them. When I tell you buy the cards that are cheap, some people wait till it goes too expensive, but yeah, the decks are hyper cheap and they're the best. So with that having been said, if there's any new decks that are coming out, then I'll gladly duel and kill them too, and then I'll just upload it. Yeah, and that's one thing that I noticed with my decks. Like the main goal was I need to be negated a lot of times, and then afterwards I win because the opponent ends up with no cards and my board is full. But if you see like more than 95% of the channels, and that's basically pretty much everybody in the world, when they get negated once or twice, they lose. That tells you they don't know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! But people don't care about people who suck at Yu-Gi-Oh! They just like the people, like the charisma. It's like a bad actor. Sometimes people like bad actors. They just like the person. So, uh, so yeah. So was pretty much done. I'm gonna close this up. If you have any questions or concerns, then we have a tournament going on. Yeah, um, I'm very proud of my accomplishment based on the profiles and what I wanted to do. 100% of what I wanted to do, I did. So thanks for the follows, thanks for the subscribers, and with that having been said, Dark Magic Attack.